Sound or unpleasant little creature juice is a pink beast with a tremendous name. If you set it in the position where the nearby planet group is, it would loosen up to the circle of Jupiter. It's critically unstable, extremely insecure, and ready to explode. If scarab juice were squeezed, it would presumably explode at any second. Celebrity unpleasant little animal juice is both stimulating and confounding. This purple, gigantic, enormous name inside the Orion gathering of stars showed strange behavior when it got fainter in late 2019 and mid-2020, more than ever in over 100 years. It momentarily turned out to be nearly as fragile as bug juice, Orion's third most splendid star. The astounding dimming was named the Great Dimming. However, unpleasant little creature juice has since recovered its brightness, briefly becoming the most splendid, enormous name in Orion for a few days this year, brighter than ever before. Speculation about its coming destruction, in the form of a supernova explosion, has arisen due to these events. But is there any proof for this theory? Will the red, supergiant scarab juice explode during our lifetime? What impact would such a blast have on Earthlings like us? Join us as we explore the potential impact of the frightening little creature juice cosmic explosion and heed the caution from Brian Cox. Brian Cox's warning. Brian Cox warns that humans may be the only sentient species in our system. Losing our civilization could have devastating consequences for the entire world. He explores the Goldilocks principle, explaining how the precise conditions over billions of years made Earth uniquely suitable for life. Although the star at the center of our solar system has not undergone major changes in almost 4 billion years, scientists estimate it is currently halfway through its life cycle. Right now, it converts 4 million tons of helium into energy through nuclear fusion, transforming over 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. This hot plasma sphere is the primary power source for life on Earth. However, scientists predict that in approximately 5 billion years, the Sun will expand dramatically, altering the universe as we know it. Cox explained how this process may unfold in the BBC series Wonders of the Universe. One might assume the universe is static, but stars are temporary elements in the sky. Although they shine brightly for thousands or even billions of years, their lifespan is limited by their ability to burn hydrogen. A star like our Sun expands as it nears the end of its life. When its hydrogen runs out, it doesn't simply vanish instantly. Instead, its outer layers will expand while its core collapses, releasing immense heat. Cox warns that Earth's habitability will decline long before the Sun reaches its final stages. Within 1 billion years, Earth will become too hot to sustain life. There may be one last perfect day before temperatures rise beyond survivability. Eventually, the Sun will expand so much that it will fill the entire horizon. Long after human life has disappeared, its final transformation will turn it into a red giant. The Sun's ultimate fate. Even after humanity has vanished, the Sun will continue expanding. If Earth still exists by then, it will likely be a scorched, barren rock. In roughly 6 billion years, the Sun will explode, releasing vast amounts of gas and dust into space, forming a massive nebula. At its center, only a dim ember will remain, a fraction of its former brilliance and size, shrinking to become a white dwarf smaller than Earth. Although this process would make life on Earth impossible, NASA's New Horizons mission leader, Dr. Alan Stern, has proposed that it might make other regions of space habitable. Stern suggests that any surviving humans could potentially seek refuge on Pluto or other distant dwarf planets in the Kuiper Belt, a region of icy bodies beyond Neptune. The fate of other stars. Most stars exist in a stable state, shining with consistent brightness. However, there are exceptions. Some stars, known as variable stars, fluctuate in brightness. The most famous is Mira, first studied in 1596 by German astronomer David Fabricius. Mira is a pulsating star that periodically expands and contracts. Another example is Algol, which dims periodically due to eclipses from a companion star. Around 30% of these variable stars are visible to the naked eye, though it requires skill to detect their brightness changes. The fate of frightening Crawley juice. You probably recognize frightening crawly juice, even if you don't know the name. It's one of the brightest stars in the night sky, forming a major part of the Orion constellation. Frightening crawly juice is a red supergiant, so massive that if it were placed at the center of our solar system, it would engulf Earth, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and possibly Jupiter. Despite being hundreds of light years away, its sheer size and brightness make it visible from Earth. Estimates place frightening crawly juice around 400 to 600 light years away. Among all variable stars, it is the most famous, ranking as the fifth brightest star in the sky. Alongside the Sun, frightening crawly juice undergoes occasional brightness fluctuations, sometimes nearly matching the brightness of Rigel, Orion's fourth brightest star. Though not as predictable as Mira, these brightness variations are still noticeable. The supernova of a lifetime. Occasionally, a star suddenly becomes extraordinarily bright, a supernova. These are the most spectacular and rare cosmic events, occurring when a star explodes violently at the end of its life. A supernova can become so bright that it is visible during the daytime. Throughout history, such events have been recorded only a handful of times over the past 1,000 years. Astronomers dream of witnessing a nearby supernova, a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. For centuries, astronomers have closely studied bug juice due to its remarkable brightness and distinctiveness. Despite its youth, less than 10 million years old, compared to the Sun's 4.6 billion years, scientists know that massive red supergiants like bug juice live short, fast-burning lives. They rapidly consume their fuel, making their lifespans brief on cosmic timescales. This suggests that bug juice could explode any day now, or it might survive for thousands or millions of years longer. However, in the grand scale of the universe, where 10 million years is just a blink, its fate is inevitable. Scientists have long speculated that bug juice's grand finale could happen at any time. Stars several times larger than the Sun tend to collapse under their own gravity once they exhaust their hydrogen and helium fuel. As they run out of fuel, they accumulate heavier elements in their cores, increasing temperature and density until they reach a breaking point. At that moment, they eject their outer layers into space in a colossal supernova explosion. Some astronomers predict that when unpleasant little creature juice finally explodes, it will be so bright that it may resemble a second sun in our sky. If unpleasant little creature juice, or bug juice, were to go supernova, it would unleash an explosion of unimaginable power. The energy released in mere seconds would surpass what our Sun emits over its entire lifetime. This would send an immense shockwave through space, expelling heavy elements like gold, silver, and uranium into the cosmos, essential materials for forming new stars and planets. From Earth, the explosion would likely be visible even during the daytime for weeks or months. At its peak, it could shine as brightly as the full moon, casting eerie shadows at night. But what would happen next? Will the explosion affect Earth? Despite its tremendous power, a Betelgeuse supernova, another name for bug juice, will be too far away to cause any serious harm to Earth. At 400 to 600 light-years away, the blast radiation, while impressive, would not pose a direct threat to our planet's atmosphere or biosphere. However, if a star of this magnitude were much closer, say within 50 light-years, it could have catastrophic effects. A nearby supernova could bombard Earth with deadly gamma rays, potentially stripping away our ozone layer and exposing life to intense cosmic radiation. Fortunately, bug juice is far enough away to be a spectacular celestial event, rather than an existential threat. The transformation into a neutron star or black hole. What remains after the explosion? That depends on bug juice's mass. 1. If it is slightly below 25 times the mass of the Sun, its core will collapse into an ultra-dense neutron star, an object so compact that a sugar cube-sized piece of its material would weigh billions of tons on Earth. 2. If it is above 25 times the mass of the Sun, it could collapse further into a black hole, a region of space where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape. Scientists are still debating which fate awaits bug juice, but either outcome would mark the end of an era for one of the most famous stars in the sky. How soon could this happen? The truth is, Betelgeuse could explode at any time, or it could continue burning for another 100,000 years. Astronomers monitor it closely for signs of impending collapse, but predicting the exact moment remains impossible. One thing is certain: when it finally happens, it will be one of the most extraordinary astronomical events in human history. A glimpse into the universe's cycle. Stars like Betelgeuse play a crucial role in the cosmic life cycle. Their explosive deaths scatter the building blocks of planets, moons, and even life itself across the universe. Every atom of carbon in your body, the very foundation of life, was once forged in the fiery heart of a dying star billions of years ago. In a way, we are all stardust, the legacy of countless supernovae that shaped the galaxies. And one day, perhaps millions of years from now, the remnants of Betelgeuse's explosion may help form new stars, new worlds, and even new life somewhere in the cosmos. Until then, we continue to watch, wait, and wonder, gazing up at the Orion constellation, where one of the universe's most spectacular finales is destined to unfold. It is a variable star, yet in 2021, there was a phenomenal obscuring. It darkened by almost 60% in only a couple of months. As a result, obviously, a cloud was answerable for this. Stars like Betelgeuse are continually shedding residue and gas. Half of the star was obfuscated by a mass of fuel in the wind. The star's picture showed that its southernmost part was feeling the loss of certain stars. Stars like Betelgeuse have climate designs that can cause these sorts of transforms. It is presently around half more splendid than expected. However, we actually don't have the foggiest idea what caused the unexpected diminishing. Anyway, it doesn't appear possible that a cosmic explosion is set to happen at any point in the near future. These stars' variations in brilliance are a surface peculiarity. The expanded brilliance could be the aftereffect of the same residue cloud that caused the star's obscuring, reflecting light back toward us. Still, stargazers are excited because we can't be sure when Betelgeuse will explode. The star is 15 to 20 times as massive as the Sun, and stars with this sort of mass are expected to detonate in a grand event, a supernova. Since Betelgeuse is so enormous, its life cycle is practically wrapped up. Anyway, it's still around 1 million years away from the expected explosion. For stargazers, this is a short amount of time. Stars like Betelgeuse are still young in the grand scheme of cosmic time. This gives researchers a thin window to study it before it ends in a brilliant explosion of energy. Betelgeuse is one of the most fascinating stars in the night sky, primarily because of its unusual behavior. Despite the fact that it has captured the imagination of both astronomers and the general public, its future remains a mystery. The star is part of the Orion constellation and is situated around 600 light-years from Earth, making it one of the brightest stars visible to the naked eye. Despite its significant distance, Betelgeuse is a red supergiant, a type of star that has depleted its hydrogen fuel supply and expanded to an enormous size. It's so huge that if it were placed at the center of our solar system, it would extend beyond Jupiter's orbit. This massive size contributes to its brightness. However, that brightness isn't steady. Betelgeuse is a variable star, meaning its luminosity changes over time. In fact, it has been known to fluctuate in brightness, sometimes becoming as bright as Rigel, the fourth brightest star in the Orion constellation. In 2019 and early 2020, Betelgeuse experienced a significant dimming event, becoming noticeably fainter for several months. This sudden change led to speculation among astronomers that the star was nearing its end and could soon explode as a supernova. While some theorized that the darkening was due to an impending cosmic explosion, it was later determined that the decrease in brightness was caused by a massive dust cloud being ejected from the star's surface, obscuring its light from Earth. This event, known as the Great Dimming, provided valuable insights into the dynamics of massive stars and their atmospheres. Despite the dramatic dimming, Betelgeuse has since regained its brightness and remains one of the most studied stars. The cause of the dimming event may be linked to complex internal processes occurring within the star. These types of stars are known for their instability, and their brightness can fluctuate due to various factors, including the accumulation of gas and dust on their surfaces. Betelgeuse is expected to eventually explode as a supernova, marking the dramatic end of its life cycle. This is a common fate for massive stars like Betelgeuse, which can be several times the mass of our Sun. When this happens, its core will collapse under its own gravity, and the outer layers will be ejected into space in a violent explosion. When this supernova occurs, it will momentarily outshine the entire galaxy, possibly even becoming visible during the daytime on Earth. Such events are rare, but significant because they contribute to the creation of heavy elements, which are essential for the formation of planets and new stars. Astronomers continue to monitor Betelgeuse closely, using advanced telescopes to observe its behavior and gather data that will help them understand the processes leading to a supernova. They are particularly interested in determining the star's mass, distance, and the specific mechanisms behind its periodic dimming. Despite its unpredictable nature, Betelgeuse remains a crucial subject of study for astronomers. The star offers a glimpse into the life cycle of massive stars and provides valuable information about stellar evolution, supernovae, and the formation of elements in the universe. As Betelgeuse approaches the end of its life, it will likely continue to captivate both the scientific community and the general public, holding the potential for one of the most spectacular cosmic events ever observed.